Y'all know you got something in Kentucky. I'm just saying.
The bag under the table? Hell nah.
The bag would have been big now if you were playing. Yes.
Don't get me started. Do I get mad I didn't get that bag when I went to Kentucky and stuff? And now NIL is totally different? For sure. Everything in life has a journey. My journey was just different than these kids. New York fans they're too special for sure.
It's scary to think about what would happen when you guys win a championship. The city could be on fire.
I'm more worried about myself. God knows I'm going to be asleep on the street somewhere in front of Madison Square Garden. The East ain't the same and the NBA ain't the same without the best players in the world. Obviously, we want to play against the best. We want to compete against the best.
The East landscape being quote-unquote open is really a fan thing.
These are the best players in the world, man. It don't matter if you're in the West or the East. You're playing against the best of the best every single day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Network. Today, I'm going to sit down with the one and only New York's own New York Knicks all-star forward, Karl Towns. And I'm also going to talk a bit Knicks beforehand, because as a native New Yorker, I've got some thoughts on the Knicks and the run they've made the last 4 or 5 years. So please, download my show at Boardroom and Yahoo Sports, and you can always listen wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks for joining my network. So today I want to talk a bit about the Knicks, and it's only appropriate because my guest today is the one and only Karl Towns. What I want to talk about is, as a lifelong New York fan, when I think about 90s New York and the run the Knicks had, even though we didn't win a championship, that era is cemented in time. And even though we didn't win a championship, Charles Oakley, John Starks, Patrick Ewing, these are legends in New York history. Even the Knicks' run with Karl-Anthony, which was nothing like the 90s Knicks, has left Karl-Anthony as a god at the Garden, gets a standing ovation every game he appears at. So what I'm thinking is, with the job that Leon Rose has done, and the job he's done has been incredible, we have to remember that before Leon Rose got there, this franchise was beyond struggling. The culture at the Garden was gone. The reputation around the league was lost. But Leon Rose and World Wide Wes joined the Knicks. People didn't know if they had the appropriate credential to run an organization, even though anyone that knew that these two had more than the appropriate credentials to run the Knicks. And in a very short time, they reshaped the roster. They got as far as they've ever gotten in the playoffs, and they returned MSG to being the true mecca of basketball. There is nothing like being at the Garden during the playoffs. But do they have to win a championship? I mean, this year, with the state of the Eastern Conference, they have the best chance that they've ever had, probably since those 90s Knicks, of ever winning a championship. They lost in the conference finals last year to the Pacers, and I think going into the series, they were the favorite, and everyone thought that this may have been the year. The 2 years prior, they got to the second round of the playoffs and had returned the glory to the Knicks. Leon made move after move, whether it was the controversial trade for Mikal Bridges, which now that Mikal has signed at a very team-friendly contract, I think has put fans' stresses at ease. And his performance in the Celtics series especially has left everyone a bit more excited about Mikal going into the season. He obviously had the trade, which was risky, with Julius and Dante for Karl Towns, but that paid off. It actually paid off for both teams. And the moves of Josh Hart, Jordan Clarkson this offseason, I mean, the list goes on. The things he's done year after year have made the Knicks better. He's been patient, he's been thoughtful, and he's led with culture first. He obviously hired the right coach in Tibbs, coach of the year, but he made a change, a controversial change this summer. And I love Mike Brown. But the pressure that Mike Brown talked about in his press conference about realizing that this city wants a championship is true. But will this era really need a championship to go down as one of the most impactful, exciting eras in Knicks history? If the Knicks continue to take shots at it, maybe make a finals, get to another conference finals, but don't win the actual championship, will this run be a failure? How could it be a failure when 5 years ago, this franchise looked like there was no end in sight, no light at the end of the tunnel? But now, the Garden is the place to be. The fans in New York, when it comes to the Knicks, are more ravenous than they've ever been. And coming into the season, like I said, they're potentially the favorites in the Eastern Conference. There'll be other teams. Even though we've lost people to injuries, there'll be other teams. It always happens that way. But the Knicks have a few more years, in my opinion, to really have a shot at it. But if they get out of this era and they don't win a championship, I think this team and this run and this organization will go down in history very similar to the way the 90s Knicks did. Championship or no championship. As a New Yorker, I'd love to see them win a championship. Not as much as I'd love to see the Rockets win one with KD. But I would love to see them win a championship, of course. Basketball in New York is on fire right now. Knicks, Liberty, St. John's. But the Knicks, they lead. They're the ones. And I think when the history looks back at this era, there's no question that this era will hold people's hearts in a very similar way to the 90s Knicks. Just some things I was thinking about. Well, let's get to our guest. Kat.
Man.
Welcome to the set, bro.
Yes. Beautiful set, too.
Thank you, man.
Man.
Thank you. See my little wall of fame right here?
Yeah, man. One day, man. We do what we're supposed to do. I'll be up there.
I've tried to spread this out with people that have inspired me in different ways meet this intersection of sports, business, and entertainment, like yourself.
I appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you.
Well, I appreciate you being here. And, New Yorker to New Yorker, one thing I was thinking about amongst many things during your playoff run was what does that gotta feel like? Like a New York kid.
Man,
sitting
special.
In the garden during that frenzy.
Oh, special. Ain't nothing like it. I mean, that energy was contagious, just kind of seeing the excitement in the fans, especially after Game 6 with the Celtics, The city was showing love to us all year, and I'm just so grateful we gave them a lot to cheer for this past year. And, the fans showed up in a big way for us, supported us in all the hardships, gave us that fight and belief when we kept finding ourselves down by 20. New York special, man. New York fans they're too special.
Insane. Sure. I just saw Josh recently. We were talking about just with how crazy it was after Game 6 versus Boston.
Yeah.
It's scary to think about what would happen when you guys win a championship. On fire, the city could
I'm more worried about myself when we win a championship. I'm more worried about myself because God knows I'm going to be asleep on the street somewhere in front of Madison Square Garden.
That's what he said. He said he's running right out into the mix.
It's over. It's over. Me, Brugales, and Presidente, we're going to run out there and we're going to go crazy for show.
Did it, in any way, exceed what you saw as a kid seeing? And I'm not quite sure if your age lined up with, a run like that.
Yeah.
I grew up watching the 90s Knicks, and it felt like that. And I guess Melo's team had a little of that buzz, but I had never seen anything like that since maybe when I was a kid. Did this just blow beyond any expectation of what it could be like?
For sure. I mean, I grew up here and just seeing how the Knicks was trying to be portrayed right now in New York sports. And Melo, like you said, had a huge impact. Jeremy Lin as well. I want to give a shout out to him too. But, just seeing the way that the Knicks was perceived, even in Disney movies, and then see that, we found ourselves right now having a great year, a lot of belief, a lot of sacrificing for the main objective. And to see New York respond like that, that's exactly what you play for. You play for the city. You play for the fans that spend their hard-earned money to show up and show out for us every single night. You want to be able to make history in New York, and I think we took a step in the right direction last year, and now it's time for us to put everything in one basket and try to finish the job.
Did you feel like once you beat Boston, that was the team, right? It was if you were a fan from afar, you saw this scenario of all right, they're gonna have to play Boston in the second round, and they have to play Cleveland, right? So then you get through Boston, Cleveland's knocked out. The expectations all of a sudden shift. What's your mindset then after losing to Indiana going into the offseason? Could you still celebrate in your mind what you had achieved, or did it take a minute to come down from that?
It took a minute, but at the same time too, I've been disappointed in those moments, and you've always strived just to get to those moments. So in a way, you're disappointed you didn't make it to the NBA Finals. You didn't have a chance to get your first ring.
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, proud of where we started. I just got here. 5 months later, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not in the West anymore. I'm in the East. There's a bunch of moving pieces. Mitch was hurt for most of the year. Jalen obviously was banged up. Josh is just Josh. So that's always there's always a handicap in our book a little bit. But, we were, all jokes aside, I feel like we all were proud of what we accomplished. The excitement we brought to the city, and money isn't everything. All money ain't good money, just like Denzel says. But the thing that made it special was the respect we earned from the fans. And as you know, as being a New Yorker, that's the highest currency you could get in the city.
Without question.
So,
and how much you guys joke around, whether it's even on social media or how you talk after a game during a press conference. I would imagine when you're down 20, that camaraderie and that relationship that you formed has a big part to do with being able to 2 back-to-back 20-point deficits.
For sure.
Are you guys really you guys are as close as it looks?
Yeah, I mean, I've stressed it all year to our team, just how our camaraderie, the unity you speak of is going to come through when we need it the most. And it's going to, it's an everyday process of continuing to build our relationships with each other. And in playoffs, it came to fruition what I kept saying all year, in those moments when you're down 20, the game seems like it's getting away from us. We found, instead of all of us, separating and not being together, we found ourselves actually unifying even more for the goal. And that's how we kept coming back from the 20-point games. Just our team just never having any belief in our hearts and in our minds that we were ever out the game. And I think all of New York and the fans in the NBA saw that.
Without question. And when a team goes into an offseason, and we can get to the way the Knicks approach the offseason in a second, but when a team goes into the offseason, they obviously have to do an analysis of where they're at and what they think they need to get to the next step. But I think players too, and I know from Kevin, you instantly have this inventory of what you've now got to do for your own game and your own mind going into the offseason. What is your kind of process now? Is it different from when you were younger? And from your game perspective, what do you look to work on in the off season, and how do you approach it?
For me in the off season, it's always been a big, a regeneration of my mental. Just kind of just getting that mental. I think everyone as fans, you think of the physical, and yes, you get banged up and not feeling your best, but it's just the mental grind that you go through, and it's kind of that first week out in the off season is the toughest week. It's your body, your mind is still going as you're playing NBA games, but you're not finding yourselves going to a gym anymore or to an arena to play. 7:30, your body's revved up to play a basketball game, and there's nothing happening. So that's always, for the last 10 years for me, has been the toughest. It's the first 2 weeks after the season, just kind of readjusting to not being an NBA player, and for me, basketball-wise, nothing's changed. Keep sharpening every single tool in the box and just keep going every day. Keep your body in shape, keep your mind in shape. And I'm one of those guys that likes to stay in shape all year. So, just always trying to find a way to stay in shape, keep lifting, keep doing my thing, and enjoying some time with family.
Do you add is there a move or a certain layer to your game that you'll add every offseason?
I think so. I mean, it's always fun, and I don't know if it's a move. I feel like, with you having such experience with this, it's sometimes not even a move. It's just a confidence in a move.
Yeah.
You always had it in your game, but you never knew where to actually utilize it, or sometimes you may get lucky in the game shooting it, but that was never really what you wanted to shoot, but kind of in making it something that's actually usable in the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes what ends up happening in the summer. And, this summer has been a good summer for me. Got a lot of things got a lot of time to actually get to know my teammates even more, get to know the system a little bit better with everyone, and also just work on my game, work on what I do best here.
Do you stay in New York most of the offseason?
I'm in and out. Yeah. I like traveling. I like going overseas and enjoying some time overseas,
Yeah.
So that's really
Maybe a little European tour.
yeah, a little European tour for sure. Always every year, every year.
And then obviously, like when you probably look at film and you mentioned like knowing what positions you were in, right? And then now saying, right, all right, I'm looking at these shots now, or like this is where I'm at the court. But you also made a change in the coaching staff. So the way the offense is going to run is going to be different. How are you feeling about, the shift? Obviously, like everyone loved Tibbs and change is hard. You dealt with it. Yeah. You dealt with it a year before. I know Mike Brown pretty well from when he was in the Bay. How you feeling about this new addition to the squad?
I mean, well, like you said, first off, shout out to Tibbs, man. He's done something special here in New York that many coaches can't say. And his resume speaks for himself. Yeah. So big shout out to him. And with Coach Brown, I got to meet him once. We got to have a conversation. We got to know each other. I didn't even want to talk basketball with him. I just wanted to be able to understand where he's at in life and like what's his hobbies and what's the things that he likes to watch and stuff. So we got have a good relationship. Let's not even get basketball involved yet. Let's get to know each other. So good foundation was built, and I'm excited to obviously talk real basketball with him in the month coming up.
So you just made some time to connect once he got the job and was like, let's not even talk hoop right now.
Literally, the first thing I told him was, we don't got to talk no hoops. I just want to get to know you, your family, what things you like to watch, what your hobbies, what some things that you feel that in the summer you like to do the most, and kind of just meet them there and understand each other as people. And, we'll have a bunch of time to get to basketball. So let's start off with a good foundation.
I am happy as hell JC's here though, bro.
We got scoring, man. We got a lot of scoring. We got big additions, him, Yabusele as well. I'm very excited to get to play with him, just seeing him in the Olympics, but also just knowing him since the beginning of his career and before he got drafted. So it's going to be cool to reconnect and as teammates now.
You think he'll have fun in New York?
He doesn't.
JC had fun in Utah, though. I'm sure he'll have fun in New York, man. And like, I know this is old news now, and everyone's heard the story about like how you found out you were getting traded. So, that to me is irrelevant. But I think to your point about like the mind and the mentals.
Yeah.
You got traded right when camp was starting.
Literally,
Was part of that like come down mentally, like to also just kind of fully resolve the fact that like you were in Minnesota and then overnight you're in New York, regardless of the fact that this is your hometown, you loved it there.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like you said, I've made a home there. I've started my career there. I've lived out a lot of my career there, and to out of nowhere not be in Minnesota no more. Obviously it hurt, and but on too, it's the confusion. It's something that's just not normal. So, so close to training camp, as you said, 2 days from media day. So, and the trade never even got done until after training camp. Yeah. So my first time really with the team was playing in the Charlotte preseason game. So, it was a wild situation for sure. I don't think if anyone's been traded and they're listening to this, they understand that there's never a good time to be traded.
No.
So, I just, took it in stride. I mean, my whole career has always been about changing parts changing around me in front office or in the coaching staff or players wise. Yeah. So, I've always dealt with instability, and that's kind of something that everyone sees as a negative or as a deterrent or whatever, a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I see it as an advantage, because I've dealt with it. So when I came here to New York and the situation obviously was very wonky, I just leaned on my experience of instability and just found myself, finding home right away.
Yeah, operating in chaos.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it, yeah.
New Yorkers operate well in chaos. Man.
I mean, come on now.
That's what we do.
Just go outside for 5 minutes.
Without question. And also, like, there is an emotional side to all of it that's beyond the team, that's beyond the market, the business. It's like the people you see every day.
Yeah.
This is Kevin's fifth team, and one of the things I know firsthand that's the most impactful for him is like, bro, the trainer or the equipment manager is my guy. Like I see him every single day. And that part of the process, I don't think anyone really understands. But like you're moving your whole life, you're moving where you work, and that can take a real toll on you, especially when you have this like short window to bounce in. But you feel like you're home now, right? You feel like New York's home.
I've had a long season here with everyone, so I definitely feel at home. I was just talking about it the other day when going back, being on, like you said, the European tour and overseas and stuff like that, and coming back here to New York and just being in my place and just being like, wow, this feels, it feels great, to be back in this place. It doesn't, it just feels like home, like you said. So I'm definitely much more comfortable this go around than last go around, but it's all about, like, New Yorkers is all about the results. So just going to get myself ready.
Start from scratch again, man.
Yeah. That's the craziest thing. Everyone gives you these odds and stuff like that, but every year everyone's 0-0.
Yeah.
And everyone's really good. So got to find yourself, how you're going to differentiate yourself from the rest of the league.
And the thing is you guys were going to come into the season with high expectations to begin with, but now the landscape in the Eastern Conference is like crazy, right?
Yeah, and also, it's shout out to Tyrese and JT. You want to make sure they get healthy and everyone gets healthy because, the East ain't the same and the NBA ain't the same without the best players in the world, of course. So, obviously we want to play against the best. We want to compete against the best, but wishing them the best. And like you said, the landscape has changed now.
Yes. But teams will come out. Like, do you see a team like Detroit or even with the moves Atlanta made and go like, there'll be new people now?
Hell yeah. I mean, I know Detroit firsthand.
Yeah, Detroit was
really, really, really good. They were really, really, really good. One of the toughest teams we've played all year last year. So, and they're going to only be better. Ivy's going to be back as well from injury, and they reloaded with some amazing players. So we got to be ready. We got to be ready, but also for us too, we're more comfortable with each other. We actually are going to get a training camp with each other. And but on the flip side too, we have a whole new system we got to learn and how we're going to play. But the one thing that never changes is that all 15 guys are going to feel very accustomed to each other and the way we know we could get wins done, and the mental fortitude is only going to get stronger.
Yeah, I was talking to Donovan about it too. It's like the East landscape being quote unquote open is really a fan thing. Like you guys are not going into the season.
These are the best players in the world, man. It don't matter if you in the West or the East. You're playing against the best of the best every single day. 150 players.
Speaking of the best, how quickly after seeing Ant for the first time were you like, this guy's different? I see something different.
I was just talking to him before I walked in here. He's just different, man.
He's different,
special.
Bro.
He's special. He's just freaky athletic, has a drive like no one I've seen before, and just on top of that, I've always said he got the charisma to be the face of the league. So he got every tool needed to be that guy. I know he's gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
And man, he's just special. The league is lucky, man. We got lucky, man.
And like irrational confidence. I talked to him over the Olympics.
I love it. Irrational confidence. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust.
Right? Like I was talking to him over at the Olympics and was talking about playing football, and he wasn't even kidding with like a dead, like serious, straight face. He's like, I'd be one of the best receivers in football, period.
Yeah. He's dead ass.
He's dead ass.
Nah.
That's crazy. But that's what it is.
Sometimes, when I first was with him, I was like, man, you bugging for sure. And he's dead serious. I was like, nah, he dead serious. He really believes this, and I love confidence. So I was like, you know what? You got it.
There's like different personality traits, I think, in different stars that makes him special, like Ant's irrational confidence. Like for you, I think you have this like very bigger than life personality that people gravitate towards you. What would you say Jalen's like intangible, not on court, but off court, that helps him be great?
I think he's just very stoic, and I think it goes with him being the clutch player of the year as well. But I think Jalen just, he's very stoic in everything. I feel like his public perception is stoic. His game is stoic. It just has a lot of ease to it and very calming. So I think that's what it is. I think they just, it kind of seems like a Marvel superhero that just kind of never feels the moment's too big for him. So I think that's really cool about him.
Yeah, he looks like he's the kind of person in the family that has like all the plans straight for him.
Yeah, he's like kind of the organizer. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like he, you go on a vacation with him. He's already done the vacation 5 times in his mind, and he's ready to go. He wants to be on time and everywhere at the same time. So,
do you like, knowing you haven't talked ball with Mike Brown, and obviously, again, like, all respect to Tibbs. I mean, I can tell you, to be able to turn the narrative and the culture around so quickly, like he did, is historic, right? He should be praised as such in Knick history.
I think I hope he does. I'll talk to him about it. We still have great communication to this day, but I can't wait for his first game back.
Yeah.
MSG.
Yeah, he'll be coaching again real soon.
No, for sure. But till then, that first day back at MSG to watch us play and stuff, oh man, crowd's gonna act like it's game 6 again.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go crazy.
Oh, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he earned that. He earned that for life.
He deserves that.
He earned that seat next to Marbury and Tim Simons.
Right next to him is my dad.
Oh, that's true. It's like Action Bronson, your dad, Stephon Marbury. Yeah.
Look at that. My dad in between all these New York legends. That's pretty cool.
He's a New York legend now. Man.
Crazy, man. That's crazy to think, man. That's so crazy.
It must be for him like, my God, what am I doing here?
He's living the life, man. He's living the life. He in heaven every single day.
I'm sure he looks happy as could be, bro.
He's enjoying it.
But so there's been talk, obviously, about like the offense could, adjust in some ways. How do you feel just knowing there's a new challenge? Not one's better than the other, but like the ball's gonna move more.
I think it's just gonna be good just for us to have another year of growth, as a team. And we made so much happen in 5 months with really no familiarity. And we figured it out on the fly.
Yeah.
This time we get a whole offseason with coaches knowing who the players are going to be and also for us understanding after a whole season of having that kind of game tape with each other and that feel for each other on the court that we could build off of that.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of understands what they could do to amplify each other's special traits, and talents. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for this year. I love getting the chance to play basketball. It's the best job in the world, and I'm very blessed that I have it.
It's coming around, man. It's here.
It is.
When you see Oklahoma City and Indiana in the finals, is that symbolic of like a shift in the league a bit of like what teams need to have, how deep they need to be, what type of player needs to be on the court?
Absolutely. I think it just shows a shift in the landscape. Usually it's always been the big markets that run the finals games. And now this finals, not disrespect to anyone in Indiana or Oklahoma, but, the big city market teams weren't, in the finals.
Yeah.
And it just shows the NBA is as competitive as it's ever been. It's I think the talent and playing level I think has been equaled out a lot more throughout the league. And I think this past playoffs, I think the fans and everyone recognized just how competitive every playoff series was compared to other years.
Yeah.
And it just shows the NBA is as talented as it's ever been. It's as even as it's been in a long time.
But each team was like 10 deep with long athletic guys.
Yeah.
Is that the blueprint now in some ways?
I don't know, because we also had a different blueprint.
Yeah,
and our blueprint was working. And our blueprint was working. So I think that as anything, as it takes a lot of mental fortitude, it takes a ton of talent, and it takes a bit of luck.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of luck. I think for me, I think about our Eastern Conference Finals with Indiana. I think about Game 1. Tyrese doesn't hit that shot, doesn't hit the back rim, go up in the air, touch God, and come back down.
Straight up.
What happens then? Then that comeback they did. Does that change the whole series? That makes us the winners in 5 or 6, and we go on to the finals. Sometimes a little bit of luck goes a long way.
Do you see that shot still sometimes? Just some sleaze? Because Josh mentioned it to me too when I saw him.
When I think of basketball, that shot tends to come up. It tends to come up for sure in my mind. And it's not even my friends or anyone bringing it up because they wouldn't want to bring that up.
Yeah.
It comes up just for me in my mind. And, I'm watching it happen, and I'm watching it for the baseline happen, and I'm like, man, I know damn well this shit gonna go in.
And by the way, Knicks fans in their 40s and 50s are like, and Reggie's right here? Like, are you kidding me, man?
Wasn't Reggie even announcing the game?
Yes.
No, he was, right?
Yeah, I know, man. We'll leave it. It's a new season. You've always been like, we did stuff earlier in your career. You've always been like focused on your business. You've done a great job.
I appreciate it.
Representing your brand and,
I appreciate it.
And showing up for your own brand and for the league and for your sneaker company. And I don't know if you had much time to shift gears. You clearly probably didn't to the same degree as if it was summertime, but were you able to see how different it is pretty quickly too, like what it meant from a brand perspective and a potential like business building perspective?
Yeah, it's different. Minnesota has treated me amazing, and the fans and the businesses there and the business partners I've had there have been fantastic, and we've done amazing things to not only do good business, but help a lot of families and community out. So shout out to everyone there, but New York's just different,
York's
man.
different.
It's just different. It's just different businesses, different techniques, different avenues you could go down, and I just feel like right now it's been a really good time for me in the business world.
Yeah.
With my partners and business relationships has been great, and I think you of all people would know. Shout out to you as well. With
Thank
that
you, bro.
As well,
New York's just
was
different.
Pretty
man.
special.
Yeah,
and read up on that. That was pretty cool.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, New York's just different. I mean, there's opportunity everywhere, especially when you're Carl Towns. But when you're in New York, it's just like how I felt when we went to the Bay. Like when the access is around you, it's just like if you don't take advantage of it, you're missing out.
Yeah.
And you're learning. You can, if you're curious and you're eager in New York City and in the Bay, like great things will come and people want to be around a star on the New York Knicks.
Yeah, it's special, and you make a good point. If you're not utilizing it, you're missing out. But then also too, I think that sometimes the situation, I think when you have special people like you in Kevin's corner, it makes it much easier. But not only if you're not utilizing it, you're losing it. But if you have a tremendous amount of deals coming in and you're not picking the right ones, you lose it.
Yeah.
You lose out on the good ones. So that's why, it's important to have a great team. It's important to have a sharp focus and have a integrity in what you do, because if you don't have integrity, you'll start picking up things that sound great, but they're not actually making money or making moves and creating motion. So, I'm blessed, and I'm hearing about what you and your deal. I'm excited. I need a membership. Someone got to give me a membership.
Man, you got one, bro.
Yes,
There
we go.
There it is.
You're in here first. I got my membership. Yes, sir.
I definitely think that's a shift. Like I did see it with Kevin, where like, and it's just a natural progression is that like once you start making real money on court year after year and starting to build things, the way you look at deals are different because you start valuing like, it's not about the $1 million they may offer me. It's about my time, how much I really feel this product or this partner. Yeah. And that time and that commitment you got to make is taken away from the main thing. So anything you do, you've got to really feel passionate about, and it's got to kind of fit the bigger puzzle piece. Mm-hmm. Have your objectives and goals for like the Carl Towns enterprise changed a bit from earlier on?
You know what? No.
Really?
And I'm very happy to say that, and I think that may surprise you. But since day one, I've listen. I came to the NBA with nothing.
Yeah,
I had nothing but love, and that's all I ever felt the currency I needed to succeed and be great in life and feel like I'm full in my pockets. That's all I ever needed was love. So when I got in the league and I got my I got my money for being the number one pick and stuff, and Nike came to me and Gatorade, I felt like I had everything I needed. So at the currency level of financially, and for me now, I just wanted to continue to build my soul, continue to keep my integrity, continue to be who I am.
Yeah.
As much as people want to make me not be who I am for their entertainment or consideration, I continue to stay who I was, and that has been the same philosophy I've stayed till now. Things I believe in, things that I truly value, the product, value the business, value the relationship. And that has always been my focus since day one. I've stuck to that focus, and it's been great to me. It's made life much easier. It's made life simpler. I've also had the honor and blessing to have such amazing partners and relationships that have turned into friendships that I have still to this day. And that has given me more than any dollar amount could ever give me in my life.
No, that's a good perspective, bro. You've got a good perspective, man.
I'm blessed, man.
That's good family. That's a New York upbringing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No,
we
don't, you make it out the concrete jungle and you get some money, you good, and now it's kind of like, you want to continue to find your value, improve your value, but you also want to take care of
and build things to sustain.
Yeah. Great foundations, build great houses.
There you go. We each had a good line. You also probably got a little bit of a taste of it in Kentucky for a year, right?
Yeah.
It's like going to like a semi-pro organization. It's a pro organization.
It is a pro.
It's a pro.
It was ran like
a
professional team for sure.
What was that year like for you?
It was much more difficult than my first year in the NBA, for sure.
It was.
Kyle ran a tight ship, and Kenny Payne is one of the greatest PD coaches ever, in my opinion. But in my career, is definitely one of the top PD coaches I've ever had the honor to work with, and one of the best coaches I've ever had. So being able to be in that system, and the method to their madness when I was there, when Coach Cal, Orlando Antigua, Kenny Payne, all of them was there. It was always about making the Kentucky experience much more difficult than the NBA experience on purpose, so that when us, the talent and the young guys, we leave out of there men. We're responsible. Yeah. We understand the work commitment that takes to be an NBA player and to be great in the NBA. And I remember, I'll never forget, they told me the method to the madness so that when I got to the NBA, I wouldn't be shocked by anything and I would find it easier than it was being here in that 1 year. And sure enough, KP and I was right.
Nobody works a green room at the draft like Cal, bro.
I've told so many people, Cal sell you a deluxe tape, deluxe CD and tell you this, and tell you, yo, there's an extra 4 on top I got just for you unreleased, and it's a blank CD.
Straight up, and you'll fall for it every time.
Every time.
Yep.
Every time.
He's incredible. He'll jump from one draftee to the next, He makes everybody feel special.
What a run, though, at Kentucky.
Incredible.
What a run. What a run of just pure NBA talent, every single year. Wildcats were represented on every NBA team.
Every year.
Almost a lot of the championship teams. And so it was really special. And again, he was represented last year with SGA.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
And
Carson, too, I don't want to forget.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're all over the league.
Yeah.
Do you, little regret you guys didn't win it that year? Your team was dominant, man.
I live with regret for that every time.
You do, right?
Every time. I still haven't even watched the game against Wisconsin.
For real?
I still haven't to this day. I refuse to. I can't, I don't even want to look it up. I don't want to see it. I don't want to talk about it. It's just been one of those things that just haunts me in my career, and it makes it only worse now that we couldn't beat Indiana. In Indiana, and that's when we lost to Wisconsin. Was in Indiana at Lucas Oil.
Yep.
So I'm like, man, I just don't got the luck at Indiana.
Nah.
So
you'll get it back. You'll get that back.
I'm gonna force that luck to go on my side.
You'll get that back, man.
Yeah.
How do you feel like college basketball is right now?
It's different. I grew up obviously here on this side in the tri-state and watching Quincy Doobie and all of our Rutgers play and just seeing the Big East be the Big East.
Yeah.
When I got to Kentucky, it was still college basketball. It's just so special, seeing, obviously Kentucky play, Kansas and everybody play. But it's just right now it's a little different. I think, NIL has changed the game a little bit. I think it's taken a little bit of the purity out. But I think everyone expected that.
Yeah.
I think me and you would be naive to say that wasn't going to happen.
Without question.
And, but I am super happy that the student athletes get to have a better college experience, because of, a lot of them, especially me when I was there, we didn't have the income to do anything, especially for when I was there, food, that was the first year food was allowed to be given to the kids. Other than the little cafeteria food we were able to cook for them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That was the one little pass they gave you?
Napier went out there.
Yeah.
UConn was man, I'm starving. You talking about we won a national. I'm starving. We don't get no food and stuff. So we were the first year that got to benefit off of him doing that. So shout out to him, too, my former teammate.
Yeah, but think about how bad that is, that's what the win was, getting some food.
Yeah, literally. So it was kind of like, I remember getting food when I was there, my only year in Kentucky. That was a huge deal. And now, these guys are getting paid
Damn.
rookie scale money
Yeah.
to be at a college and stuff like that. So has the purity of the game changed a little bit for sure? But as a student athletes, living better and having less struggles with everyday life because of the NIL, yes.
Yeah.
As a fan, it just changes the game a little bit. I thought that what made it really, really noticeable this year was the NCAA tournament. You didn't see any Cinderellas in the Final Four. Everyone was the number one seed, and rightfully so. So the NIL money has changed the landscape a little bit, but as we know in college sports, anything's possible.
Yeah, it's the portal because, I'm a big St. John's fan, and last year,
amazing year.
We had a great run, and nobody's back. One guy. Because you just got to go right back at it. And he's not even recruiting high school players. It's all 23 and 24-year-old portal guys.
And my man was over there too. Fellow Dominican was over there going crazy too. It's just changed. The game has changed. You remember everything used to be about how can I get that senior and get him to be the freshman prodigy that comes out
the one and done.
That changes our team. I remember, but even think about that though. 13 years ago, that one and done looked like a scary thing to be doing. You're telling me these kids got to go to school for a year to win a championship or, make the college tons of money, but they get zero of the money and they leave with nothing, and the college leaves with 9 figures in value from the player.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be something new that's different, shocking, not normal, and that's going to be scary for everybody. And as anything like the NBA had to do with only having 2-pointers to 3-pointers, 3-pointers to
evolution.
Steph Curry. Steph Curry, now he just got rid of all mid-range shots. It just keeps evolving and keeps changing. There's always a new meta.
I know. So that's what I've been saying lately. Evolution, you just got to embrace it because, there's certain things that are destined to be changed. And I think the one thing that people always hold on to is the history and the stats. And that's why for the NBA, there's always this talk about shortening season, but they'll never shorten the season, right? Because the stats and the history is all such a part of the story and the marketing and the entertainment.
Yes.
Is it a grind? Is it a real grind?
The NBA season?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Insane.
You know better than anybody.
Yeah, it's a grind.
It is an amazing job, and the ability to play basketball on a level like that and play MSG and play anywhere in this country is special, in Toronto as well.
Yeah.
But that mental grind, the grind of just every single day, sacrificing your life for this, it's a commitment you make not only to the game but yourself. And every time you go in out there and you don't make that commitment to yourself, you're charging the game. And the game only got a certain amount of balance for you every year, and everyone gets a different balance. So. Some people are just God-given talented and they have a little more, more credit on the credit card for the game. Some people are, they're hungry.
People maxed out.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
They maxed out that game card. They ain't got no money left. They got it every day. They got to continue to make deposits. So, I wish I could explain it very well to fans, but you can't understand what I'm saying unless you've been through it.
Yeah.
And the travel is sometimes worse than the game.
Yeah. And you're in your hotel room. People think and
your back hurt and your beds are not the exact bed you like, the way you like to live. They're, we could go down the list.
You got your gaming console with you everywhere though, right?
I do the gaming laptops.
Oh, you do a laptop?
Yeah, I do the laptop. It makes it easier. It's so much easier to travel and do everything. I still get to play all the games with my friends and stuff like that. So
K brings the whole.
Oh, he does the whole like JB. JB does the whole suitcase and everything. Nah, I do the gaming laptop. It's the same thing. You playing Call of Duty all the time. You might as well just get the gaming laptop.
Yeah.
Better FPSs is much eeasier. It plays better. Come on now.
I get jealous of the gaming. I'm too old to be gaming now. Well, I'm
Never
not too
too
old.
old.
No. That's not what I mean. My skill set, I didn't get it at first, but it's almost that's why these kids are so good at 14.
What did you used to play?
I played Madden and NHL and a little bit of 2K, but really Madden and hockey. Hockey back in the day was so fun, man.
Ooh, hockey was great. Hockey's still good though. Hockey's still good.
My thumbs are slow, bro. My thumbs are slow. my thumbs have slowed down, B.
I think you just don't got enough time. You over here running billion-dollar enterprises.
You guys have time. You find time, and you got a busy-ass schedule, too.
We do.
Yes.
It's that little time. You know, it's funny. I get more gaming done on the road than I do actually at home. Because on the road, you know, you in the hotel, you like, I could leave or I could I could be doing my treatment while playing my video games and stuff. So like, usually I always end up. I don't want to charge the game. So
I feel you.
So
I'm going to say one thing we're going to gloss right over it is, you know, if someone was listening, they're thinking like, y'all know you got something in Kentucky. I'm just saying like.
What?
Just.
The bag under the table?
I'm just saying like.
The bag under the table?
When you were like, we're not eating. I didn't want to say it, but now that I think about it, I'm like.
Hell nah.
All right.
Hell nah. I was going to that. I don't even know it's there. When I go back though, I'm going to go back in a couple weeks, but I was going right over there to that little Qdoba, little Papa John's right there.
Well, the bag would have been big now if you were playing. Yes.
Don't get me started.
All right, we'll leave it.
You know what? I learned a good lesson in life, and I learned a good lesson for a pro because I remember back in the day, funny enough with Tibbs.
Okay.
I was in me and Tibbs were in Minnesota, and I remember I had just made All-Star. I was on my rookie contract, and I'm seeing the money I'm making on the board. He had this big board, and the board had everyone's numbers, what they were making on the board. And I think it was his way of always knowing how can they make, you know, this work in this team with this salary cap and whatever. And I remember this day so vividly. I was in there, and I remember looking at one player, and I was like, he's making more than me? And I'm like, there's no way. And I was like, I'm in my third year in my contract. Yeah. This person, first year, already making more than me. And I remember feeling a way about that. And I remember, I'm so happy I did. I was like, Tiz, there ain't no fucking way this is happening. And I remember that was the first time I learned a lesson. And I was like, and Tibbs started laughing, and he laughed. And it was like a laugh not like agreeing with me. It was more of a laugh like, you're learning something new today. And I looked up, and I'll never forget, and I was like, never count anyone's pockets.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed to have what I got.
Yeah.
That was a good lesson for me, and I've never, to this day, done that. So do I get mad I didn't get that bag when I went to Kentucky and stuff? And now NIL is totally different, for sure. But I'm not hating. I want them to go get all the money, and I'm not mad because I'm not disappointed. I'm glad that I got the money the way the way I had to, and I did what I had to do to get my family and myself in this position in life and be able to be on this podcast talking to you and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? So everything in life has a journey. My journey was just different than these kids these days. I just had a different path I had to follow. Kept putting one foot over the next and found myself here.
Yeah. Well, before I let you go, I have to ask every New Yorker this, whether you like it or not. I got to ask. Tell me your top 5 artists all time.
All time?
Yeah. Because I have this whole thing I'm trying to do. I'm doing my own like market research now on if it's a generational thing, or are there certain artists that are in everybody's top 5? So top 5 artists of all time.
For me?
Yeah, for you, only for you.
I'm going to go favorites because I think top and favorites, that's 2 different questions. Right. I think for me, favorite-wise, Drake, I ain't gonna lie to you, Jadakiss.
Sure, mine too.
Mac Miller.
Love that.
That's my boys. In this time and the next. Max B.
Wow.
I love Max B.
Real New Yorker. You are.
Fifth one. Because I grew up here. And I remember putting the radio all the time on the weekends for it and stuff. I mean, I got to go with Biggie.
Yeah.
But Tupac, Jay.
There's so many, but
like I said, that's what I'm saying. Because favorites, sometimes favorites change here and there.
Yeah.
You know? One time I could be taking someone out and be like, man, I just got back on this wave again and everything's great. Fab, Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes.
Man, you're so New York. I love it, bro. You're going all New York. I love it.
I'm thinking of Ariel Noriega, thinking of Big Pun.
I love this, man.
Like I could keep going down the list of just New York legends that have just inspired me in my time being here before college. Obviously I had to leave, but even in college, just listening just being part of the culture every day, Hot 97, Power 105.1, and just hearing Ebro and hearing Funk Flesh drop bombs, too many bombs.
Too many bombs. A lot of talking.
I remember when Otis came out with Jay and
he
Kanye.
kept running that shit back for 2 hours.
I'll never forget. I was in Plainfield, New Jersey getting KFC. And me and my dad drove from the house to go get KFC there. And we came back and I was like, bro, this song is crazy. And I could not finish the song.
I know.
The time I got to KFC and I got back to the house, we had finally heard the song one time.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it's special. I mean, there's so many New York artists that have inspired me that, you know, I can't even go down the list. My mom with Mariah and J-Lo, and I mean, it's special. It's special.
And top 5 basketball players you've seen, not greatest ever, that you've seen with your own eyes, that you've had the luxury of being able to watch in person.
Bron, Kobe, Kev.
Feel no pressure.
No. I've seen it.
No, I know.
Kev. Tyreek Evans in high school.
Bro. We can talk about that another time, but Tyreek Evans is such a problem. All right, I love that.
Amazing.
I love that answer. Yep.
And Kai.
Okay.
Kai, not only I've played with him every single day in high school, and he's at St. Pat's with Kevin Boyle, but Kyrie's the most talented player
wizard
I've ever seen. I've never, you know, I'm blessed I get to call him a brother and a great friend, but like, man, it's, you know, as a basketball fan of the sport, of the game, of the art, you know, I'm working out with him and I'm just watching him do a rep and I'm like, it's like the ball, it looks like 2K in real life.
Yeah.
It legitimately
looks like 2K. It's a beautiful thing to watch,
like,
man.
Him, Kai is and to be able to see him in high school when he was windmilling, going through the leg dunks and stuff like that. Now he still has the same, man. He has this still shifty as anything, and he always getting the bucket. But them 5 are special. Got to give a shout out to OJ Mayo too, man. In high school, OJ Mayo was something.
Well, it's Tyreek Evans' lucky day though. So he got Kyrie, Bron, Kobe,
I'll never
KD,
forget
and Tyreek.
I'll never forget the Tyreek Evans through the legs, tween cross, left, right, left. There ain't nobody in high school that could have stopped that. That move has been unstoppable. He ended up going to Sacramento and doing the same move to NBA players, and they had no chance at it as well.
Crazy rookie year.
And he was in a fortunate time in NBA where the mid-range was smiled upon.
Yeah.
Because he get to that midi with that cross. It was over. It was almost like D. Will in Utah. It was just... It's like, what do you want me to do with that? I can't stop it, coach. I can only hope he miss.
With ease. Well, Kat, my brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Good luck this season, man. It's going to be a fun ride.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. I hope all of New York's ready. We need that love and support, man.
Yes, sir. Well, you guys got it, man.
Yes, sir.
Karl-Anthony Towns, thank you for joining Network, Boardroom, Yahoo. Catch up with you soon, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for joining another episode of Network. I hope you guys enjoyed my conversation on this era of New York basketball and my conversation with Kat, the one and only Karl Towns. So as always, download my show at Boardroom or Yahoo Sports. And you can listen wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again for joining my network.